Welcome to Load Manager TMS tutorial. Today, Cassandra will walk you through the user section of your TMS. Here you can create logins, connect your email and load board accounts, manage teams and permissions, upload or email HR file. Looking for something specific? Use the bookmarks in the description to navigate between sections and check out the article links for more resources.
Every person who logs in should have their own profile. This allows them to customize their settings and roles and permissions, assign a unique email with signature, and track commissions if applicable. To create a new user, click Add User, or you can choose to clone a pre-existing user by clicking Copy User from the user's profile. For every user, we recommend entering in an email that user will use when sending out most emails from Load Manager. Every email needs to be authenticated by their email host provider using your SMTP settings unique for that provider. If you're not sure what to do, check out our how-to articles by clicking on the Need Help section here. As you can see, we have articles that will step you through and provide the SMTP settings for most of your main service providers like Outlook, Gmail, and so on. You can always contact Load Manager support if you get stuck or need help. We can always walk you through it. If you need to, click the support ticket and let us know your email and your email host provider if you know it. Email host providers are companies like Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, GoDaddy, and so on. Once a user has their email set up, they'll be able to send out emails to any other user by clicking on Email User in the user profile, customers by going into a customer profile and clicking Email. The same with carriers and drivers, but they will also be able to send emailed reports directly from Load Manager, like a dispatch report or a quote or a customer invoice. Reports can also be emailed directly from Load Manager, saving time and convenience. If a user does not have their email set up, they will have to download the PDF and send it through their normal email channels. Every user has the ability to customize their own email signature, which appears at the end of most emails sent through Load Manager. You can also include a picture if you want to include a logo and the tagline. If a user is going to be primarily a sales rep or a dispatcher on the loads they create, we want to go ahead and check mark this options down below. Next, you'll see the login section where you can customize the username and password. Keep in mind you want to maintain a strong password, but Load Manager does not require any combination. We leave that up to you. After entering the login name and password, we'll wish to select the appropriate role for your user. These roles are pre-selected with different permissions based upon a typical sales rep, dispatcher, or other named role here. We can modify these roles, which we'll show in a moment. Once you're happy with the roles selected, make sure to set your user to true to activate their login and password. If a user is set to false, he will not be able to log in because his account will be considered inactive. Let me show you what this looks like. Under the User tab, we'll see the ability to look at inactive users. As you can see, Bobby is now considered inactive because he is no longer has a value of true in the active status. So if your new user is not being able to log in, double check that active status and make sure it's set to true. After the active status is the offices. Offices provide the ability in Load Manager to group your users into different offices or teams based upon your company needs. Click on Users and choose Offices to see the list of offices or to add new ones. I can click Add New to create a new office. Keep in mind that every office has the ability to put in multiple options, but the only thing that is required is the office name. Once you've completed the office, make sure it's set to true and click Save. If you're retiring an office, you can click on the office to select it to false, or if that office was never used, to delete it. If this office was used, then the office would not be deletable, and you would just need to make it inactive to show that it was no longer an active office. You'll see you can call an office whatever your preferred name is. This is completely up to you. You can use it for a place like Florida, or a city like Miami or Chicago, or to designate your mobile teams. Offices are another way to group your customers, carriers, and loads. A user's ability to see customers, carriers, and loads can be restricted by the office that they are in. And admins can sort loads based upon the offices in the All Loads category. As you can see, I can show only the Miami office or all the offices, helping with admin tasks and supervision. After the office is selected, next is to look at the Assign Load Type options. This is a great workflow design that can be provided for each user. If you're not sure the right workflow, leave all statuses highlighted. Let me show you an example of what this will look like. If you were to assign a load type to only show active to delivered to Bobby Crown, then when Bobby Crown logs in, he would, on the My Loads tab, only see statuses that are active to delivered. So his load statuses would look like this. Every time he logged in, he would only see active, booked, dispatched, arrived, and delivered statuses. Do you see how I can do that manually, but it is time consuming to have to preset that each time you log in? This is the point of the Assign Load Statuses option. It will create this filter based upon whatever statuses you had highlighted to appear every time as when you log in for default. Now, One thing to note that's really important here is if you are an admin or manager or have access to the all loads or dispatch board, you will still be able to view all of the loads in every status. This is a customized view of the all loads tab that show your loads or my loads that matter most to you. Now, if the roles and permissions restrict the user to only see their loads and not all loads, then the load statuses checkmarked will appear on the My Loads and will be the only statuses they will be able to see. So it can be used either as an admin permissions tool or as a workflow customization for your users who you want to have full visibility under the All Loads tab, but also the focus of a My Load section that has the main load statuses they work with defaulted to show. So once you've selected the load statuses you want to show in the My Loads, go ahead and check mark by pressing Control and using your mouse to select or unselect the preferred statuses. Don't forget to click Save to secure your work. Next, you'll see the option for load boards. Load Manager connects with some of the main load boards in the industry. These load integrations are free on the Load Manager side and included with all Load Manager TMS purchases, but will require you to have an account with the load board you seek to integrate with. We are not the same company as any of these load boards. We simply have an integration agreement allowing you to post loads directly from Load Manager to your activated load board. Click Save once you've connected your load boards to post. Load boards can be posted from Load Manager by clicking on an individual load and check marking the Post to Load board. Keep in mind, this option is only available in Spot, Quote, and Active. Load statuses will not have that option past Active. This is to make sure that you don't accidentally book a load that's currently in transit. You can also book load boards through bulk edit by clicking on the check mark right next to the load, right before the number but before the first column. Here you'll be able to see our bulk edit option, which provides the ability to post to multiple load boards at once. Keep in mind, each of these load boards have to be connected on the user profile that we saw on the previous page. Once you click Update Loads, it will update all of these loads to be posted, checkmarked, or unposted by uncheck marking. So as you can see, connecting your load boards on your user's account is very important if posting or unposting to load boards is a main workflow in your company. After the load board options, you'll see the save or save and exit option as you do up top. Another great use for your user information page is the ability to store attached files. Here, you can store different files from your computer up into the cloud. All you do is click Add Files or drag and drop files. So clicking Add Files, I can choose a file and click Open. As you can see, it's going to work with most common types of text and image files. Once I've added, I can create a description